Thank you. I think we can start.
Legacia ishi tangkuno bing natum psychology lad leader Jishu Christo mingli greetings kamian soda ajumataila kaya zoom webinar itumaje lada le samba gangsak juwang itum rivali matai mi da ningshiye kala ajui hilirazam da kle natum psychology iwing pa ningshi misan da le lad leader I think that you make a mi haira kathal hi recording yang ka atumping wangla greeting si da mi kana me aje review look commission sang pang chumaina hi thama thama company company og thili 160 countries li lang meter later clay evorich hili itumna 2018 li 19 li 20 li 21 li itumna kajijawi clay chi sanga hai chuwe ara minhauda ara itumi ka da lupa kayur WCRU we he da itum narama STOBOX le wala ka kicksar le jiwi akuya ka thana itumi rada like company me STOBOX we itumi southbound we ka thana bing China aje higta phagam dai adam sambang gsal jiwa itum amal saklai na khuilaga ka shabai ngai itum zoom hi webinar hi how boy no bog da sang laga gobain da sang misalo gi hi aje partners itum psychology shilagai na ina chipok ngai ne thanks and praise be to God, for it is God who make this Zoom possible, especially for the Tangkul community, so also for the other states like Himachal Pradesh and Tripura states. Today we have many partners from other states beyond the community, Tangkul community. They are from Himachal Pradesh state and Tripura state. So once again, I would like to welcome all the partners from Himachal and Tripura. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Shimrishang Shimre. I'm a top council member in Evorich, and I'm going to speak in Tangkul today. And I would also like to introduce Jimmy Ball. He's a local leader in Okru, and today he's going to speak. He will be the Tangkul speaker. At the same time, he's going to be the co-host of today's Zoom webinar. And also, I would like to introduce Myangam SC. He's also a local leader here in Okru, and he will be a Tangkul speaker today. Now, I would like to hand over this time to Chinipo as a co-host. Yeah, please take your time. Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the introduction, and welcome everyone who has come to join this special webinar. Roz, Jean, Yulia, thank you for coming on to the webinar. It's a privilege for us. It's an honor for us, for especially Jean and Roz from STOBOX to tell us in details and in more depth about what StoBox company is, what you guys do, the vision, the mission that you have, the projects that you're currently working on. And we are just excited and happy that you are partnering with a company like Evorich, to make our dream possible of, tokenizing our world crew, which is our share that we bought a couple of years back. And welcome local leader ne Evorich we issue webinar issue SoulBound ID kala SoulBound token wimramli webinar chili sangdak leping la azak aming thai welcome salashitale jang ning sanglagay na sangmilo itumwe akaba pingna itumira tam zaire gizran sangai re wen razang daklaya psychology ning shi exi hang shi ngai dale hangai dale aton thangwi sagai chi thukmai kharda issue we as we speaker razang daklay ping hina itumli explain sami re yang chena matha lagay na ngana khing sangai itumwe paisa WCRU tra lay the layang lag kain nan to on sasar the lay laga hi ka ba kaira kazi mathe ko chila ka saga ka dei sing ra jang then ji issue we STO we roadmap no he say roadmap lik zang no then he important salake taleng na lo question le la arma isum han paisa sa ga question ka chung ga java itum na thai sara itum a webinar matik cha shi da zangai ne jang mati phanga shi da zangai ne yana ka chung ga java itum na thai sara itum ni lang han milo ka ji hangai next slide please I don't know who is sharing this PPT. Okay, thank you very much. Agenda for today. As we agenda being he issue new economic evolution of the world we mission projects issue ecosystem related projects in SoulB ID project and its implementation exclusive offering MLCI business opportunity that he itum matang speaker teng na itum matang itum atam ra khui laga ngana man re ka itum tam khui man se ki pasi natum le hangai jang. All right, next slide please. Thank you. Okay, well, we make tweet the issue we company we mission new economic evolution of the world ji kachung jana thai sarai sara ishi magathai mazangla issue we vision mission here laga ka request solution ngai gi ya itum issue we chat lila active sa say gizbazi hangai no tumna hangda claim ma shamane jidalai ka ma shamane ji hangmi lo yang or misheng mane za lega chila hangmi lo thala chada lega ji leila hangmi lo no tumna na khuida klejli or the no bang adang something excite ka sa lega la jila itum express sa say yang emoji ka dai na la itum expressive sa say gizbazi ji request sangai yo. All right. Our mission, the new economic evolution of the world. Global distribution of wealth, safety and security, helping others, prosperity and happiness, and realizing dreams. Company na itum kashang no pingmang na shangmay maman kasi baji maningla ka itum middle class ping kala kacham no ping nila jang itum nila ka da itum pesa singmay pai ka da itum safe secure samay do ogtui pai itum ka da miling chon pai kala mirinzi ka da teo ka mangala laya may da ringpa may do ogtui pai kasi oktui kawai yang oktui kawai company we mission ji chine mission statement ji chine then yeah itum lila opportunity samang dak lebang itum la ningshi say yang itum ring pa say kama hai itum me ina thar lagin ka hangne the evorishly sang na leping hi tangku le so khame mi ping ji itum hi ko isingra ada ina ta na tum ring pa kai ka hanglam ning ne jang iba WCRU la iba chungdal ma lei mane ang doesn't contain something like compare side to Jungdala Malay. Kadala outside the original, outside the at mission statement, at my vision, at my projects in Galilee, it will passive income, it will earn sabay opportunity, investment opportunity later. Kachunga here. It will be one was so kamilake, not to me, Klakam Hayalake, Zik Hangli, Mangwe Lak Samra the Kui, General Ring Pane. All right, next slide, please. Thank you. In the Hangula Yang issue NEEW's new economic evolution of the world is a progressive and unique movement with the mission and is to establish social unity and support all people as well as to attain global distribution of wealth and resources by adding value to others. In other explain side in explain saji chap chamane itum kada hangra itum we kachunga chana itum we community le itum we apam le Later lay it's we ning panin here. Yang kacham now we ning panin he later lay walk. Kachung gazana. He went it we ning panin he shift masakava. Yang it we mindset it we shift masakava. Mirinli shangra or pesa singra lay my dog to pesa wena kui masamara gaze he malay mara mangavamara to mirinli masampangmara. Yang then it's we dialagina. Evorich itumli API itumli API Academy of Private Investor because we itum courses la kachung chana khui la ka chang la ka tam khui la kachung le le ra ka hal ya chi ka ngai nang so da itum wi ka paning hi la nga chei ro ko itum wi ka cham khangai ping wi ning phani nai na jang itum chi wena entrepreneur ping wi da ning phanin entrepreneur wena itum paisa ka sing ping wi ning phanin ja atum ka da phaning atum ka da kisa yang atum ka da okthui atum kali paisa investor ka tha ka ji atum da ka da phaning atum da ka da okthui ka ji la itum tam khui gi na wa ji maninga ka ba ya itum wi level he na chui ka sia ma lai mara jang ya chi nei ji hangai ji nei. Next slide please. Thank you. Yeah, Ivoris we ecosystem le shi project chung singa de le itum training sa tamli la tamaire or itum achonthang ukruli ishi blockchain day the mayonnaise jang December 2nd weekly December 18 2022 le ishi blockchain day the mayonnaise ishi matai lagi na Ivoris na host kasane gachili itum kachunga tamaire ishi WCRE we roadmap la chili itum na detailed explanation is hamere khara ping na rang na khwere yang itum kala kham hai ne ishi hili ukruli mi 4 5 6,000 investor le de le laga ishi kai kana la ya ta ka ishi active la masana da thei ukruli itum ishi we Ivoris we partners wing jang ka thala la itum na shabain tang da live in a meeting host masami la itum na yes webinar that sorry Zoom meeting ta hitoi la gain sami laga company we shok jang daglai or updates being good project tharla to investment opportunity ita ka chung ka tong da hang mi kwai sa ge ji na chumli chi hangai and yeah project trak le de le itum hiena investment opportunity la ka chung le laga itum da tolop some ka phangwang maning la jang tolop baina itum paisa sam phangwang ni la itum passive income in streams of income hi chung mai card earn sa khai apong chung ga Ivoris we Ivoris na itum ni mi de le jiwang itum ring pai yang. Next slide please. Thank you. Okay. Ji kahangai nang so dara ishi soulbound STOBOX pashina atam kuyore na ashina atam yore ashina STOBOX ki ashina explain sare introduce sare soulbound token or soulbound ID ji ki atama matalagai na tuk mai karda hang mire itum matalagai na hui say ang itum la changishi laga webinar first kare exang le pap matalak mane ang kadalla chaka wili shaka pap madala la yang tiong mai ka pap tai ka ba itum achawi meeting chang le arimam samre ka si hangai. All right, so we will get started with the presentation for soulbound token and soulbound ID. But yeah, before that, yeah, I just want to say again, welcome Ross and Jean. Whoever's going to go first can take your time and start it with your presentation. So here's what we want to do. After every slides of your presentation and explanation, we want to take like a couple of minutes to explain, especially the most, the fundamental parts of the information that you guys are going to talk about. We want to explain that in our dialect to make sure that the people from our community understands what we are talking about. Okay, is that cool?
Sure,
absolutely. All right, cool. So whoever is going to go first can take your time and start with your presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's start. So my name is Jean Ideyev. I'm CEO of STOBOX, co-founder of STOBOX, and we are launching a complementary product and a complementary service that's SoulBound ID. So before we move on, and I will introduce my partner and friend Ross, I would like to tell you very important points that for more than 4 years, we as STOBOX, our main focus is actually promoting and developing decentralized technology products. When we first me as a serial entrepreneur back in 2018, when I first looked at the opportunities of the blockchain technology, and given the fact that I had my experience with shares, with trading, I have a financial background. The idea was to merge real businesses, real shares, real equities with the blockchain technology, and this is how STOBOX emerged. This is how we started. So since then, our main values, and you can read it on the website stobox.io, but it's written there. Our main focus is, first of all, is to build products for the real companies to utilize, and this is exactly what we're doing with Everreach and Crypto Unit. I will later on ask Ross to introduce STOBOX in more details and more what have we done. But before that, I would also mention that within this roadmap, within this journey, we implement new business models, because blockchain gives the opportunity to create new business models based on that technological opportunities that we bring. That process, the whole process, is called tokenization. Is the process of putting real assets, real value on the blockchain. It's called tokenization. So we not only develop this process, but we simplify it, because there's a lot of complexities in this. And when we started, nobody knew that tokenization. What is a tokenization? It's a very new. It's a newborn market. So we kind of framing the way how it evolves, and we do our best to simplify. And of course, that gives an opportunity to create community-driven businesses like Everreach, because before, managing a company, a private company, a real business with 100,000 of investors would just be impossible, because the equities are based on paper. And once we move it to the blockchain via the process of tokenization, it becomes possible. So I may say that we bring technology that makes impossible possible, and that's really good. That's what motivates. I would pass a mic to my friend, to co-founder and chief operating officer at STOBOX and SoulB ID, Ross.
Yeah, shall we translate first, right? What Jin mentioned.
Okay. Yeah, let me take a minute to explain that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. STOBOX company tokenization we matangli ashi the top companies like zang ne jang shingra, and issue we itumna Everreach company li itumna paisa sangai laga jang arava paisa ka kai ge li itum we say share here arava tokenized saugi no tokenized kasazika itum tahu to na gada explain salag niklai la mathai mene in example like say for example shimpama kahi say na tokenized sari jacoba shimpama kahi say paisa hi laga kani jacoba laga kahi akum na say akum shaga salaga your bike is la akum shaga salaga your bike is ne shares had yours ne really shimpam shares salaga your laga the chichi the chi the chiktawi conceptually the tokenized kasaga jimano and issue we araba itum na logai itum we company we share la tokenized saugis in the blockchain simram le expensa da pong zangora jang itum aton meeting sa krali krabing na itum na explains how many blockchain key blockchain technologies key decentralized finance web3 key that explains sort of like he with technology blockchain with technology or web3 with internet hipping he ogutwili ari to me ogutwili he na take over sasaro reasonable then he the pay oh it took me that to me card chance say humram lijo ji hang lagang samsake. All right, that should do it. Ross, thank you.
Yeah, thank you a lot. Thank you a lot for the translation, and it is a pleasure to be here. And I am very excited to share today with your community their market insights about the industry and their full picture where we are and what are the next trends, and very important, how to benefit from it. Because all of the guys who are currently watching this webinar will be rewarded in respect of information and piece of information, unique information that they will have to cover and to make actions depends on their decisions. So I am Ross. I am the co-founder and chief operating officer in STOBOX. And also I'm the co-founder and COO in SoulB ID, the complementary product of STOBOX. Please translate, and next slide, please.
We can move on to the next slide, Ross. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For what Jin mentioned, we started this journey with STOBOX company more than 5 years ago. And since that time, we did what everybody spoke about, right? For the last 5 years, we signed more than 60 clients for tokenization. So it is a real B2B companies, including 3 multi-billion companies that doing tokenization with us. And also one of our priority client, it is Average and Crypto Unit security token that will be live soon, right? And I met personally Mila in Malta Sigma ABC Summit, and we shared our vision and decided to move forward because Average and the Crypto Unit have a great vision of providing the opportunity for the people to own a security token backed by many businesses and many companies that are in one portfolio, right? And we in STOBOX, we are the technical provider of the tokenization. And at this moment, we have more than 4 products, blockchain products, because we are a technical provider. It is DS Dashboard and DS Dashboard Pro for the primary issuance of the security tokens. And it was one of the first products in the world for the STO, right? And also we have our product DS Swap. It is one of the first decentralized exchanges in the world for security tokens. And also we created a sub-project SoulB ID, the decentralized identity that is lacking in our ecosystem and in the ecosystem worldwide. Please translate, and I will move on.
Okay. Yeah. Ông chẳng nói mình nghe là gì? Or miam nani na mình là.
Yeah, miam na miam atam ji. Yeah.
Okay. Mà Arian hang được lấy STOBOX cái gì ba cái là soulbound cái gì company anh ấy sang được lấy ashi 5 years sinh cũng phong cả sung cái này cái là ishi company we cái ta là tokenization sa cái the company hi more than 60 companies clients cái gì à thùng assist sa là à thùng năng Johnny cái này cái là ashi we main sa da ashi product hi blockchain products DS Dashboard, DS Dashboard Pro, DS Swap, and a SoulB ID the hit the Ariat products he kushok the clinic. And he ashi company we he main sa the hang the clip of ishi Average kata company he client akan sa the ishi na ashi client sa the wasn't the clinic. Jane ashi na ishi we Average company he la vision lay la kai ka lay assets other lay tokenized sami why ki ashin singal the bomb lay ki ashin ham the san you share that would be it. Yeah.
Okay, actually Jan Sang Sada Adam already with 60 plus tokenization actually clients later lately young company hak la zangai multi-billion company la zangai dang le ne like issue we now the itumwe WCRU ba kai atamji actually actually product is in a don't make a hangai ra zon thang actually DS swap DEX the digital security swap decentralized exchange the atumwe platform li actually product li itum chili payval la chili ba kai is ne jang jena important salake actually hili arab mathang hang ta is important salake jena ning sangai la mi lo si hangai. Okay, Ross, you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm moving on. Yes. So we conducted one of the first case of security token traded in a DEX form on the Binance Smart Chain in the world. It was a historical event for us, and we are the pioneers, right? And also we get the award like the best startup of the year, best of the recognized tech media hacker noon, this tier 1 media, and also the asset tokenization of the year 2019 from Malta ABC Summit. And I have this award here with me. That was rewarded from Sigma ABC Summit. And also we issued a book in collaboration with Malta government, with Malta Digital Innovation Authority. It is Maltese government, and we created a book with them about how to make the STO properly. So we very closely collaborating with governments around the world. Please translate it, and I will continue.
Yeah, Ari hangdagle matala na rose na hangdagle ji ki khangla jika Ari ji atangwi issue kirana chini na hangkai ta the organization we he ishi Ari he develop sadagle actually STO he through mangle go actually itumi cryptocurrency he but kjongle ka kdong ji STO mani mako ka aje STO zagi ji li organization Ari we shovu matang khuyman naga chatakle hili 2019 li Ari Malta AIBC summit 2019 li Ari itumni mu tweetakle ani CEO kalo co-founder co-owner na hangdakle he award sanga pangko kala hili STO zangi ji hili lairik ma shemsho ga masa ga paini lairik ji matang khamya ji khuyman laga chidada itum lairika ga develop salaga chidada Maltali regulator in Malta da Ari hada ungshungme jiwaina Ari itum na lokai itum investor kai itum WCRE hi or hi STO hi hili step itum na khuybai dong ji khuybai ka itum hili kai li sakna ki gamle wi ji ni shilai na mi ngain. Thank you. Usually, the supplement side issue speaker community and supplement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So very important to understand that STOBOX, it is top five turnkey tokenization providers in the world, right? And I always hear and see the questions from the community of average about our community, right? And very important to mention that it is not our first steps. We are already 5 years here, right? And for example, we have the biggest YouTube channel in the world in respect of tokenization. And also we have one of the biggest, our Twitter account in tokenization industry. And we have the biggest companies blog, right? The biggest blog in digital securities that is following and that is created by STOBOX founders. And also, just a few hours ago, STOBOX was selected as the best analytical provider of the year based by the Tokenizer Media. It is one of the leading media in the world in tokenization industry. And they mentioned that our articles are top 1 and top 2, the most popular articles of the full year based on our analytics, and rewarded STOBOX in this respect. Please translate.
Hangda Clay Ariwe tokenization gajiwe maram le jang YouTube kathali channel hi ashina hak mai thui STOBOX pashina jang or Twitter account lila ashina hak mai thui gaji Twitter account on sadly tokenization week gaji maram le ko jang like a blog kathala ashiwe blog khani katha hi 2022 li chungmai thui da mina kapa jila ariwe STOBOX pashiwe ashiwe blog ne yang kala tokenization we matangli lead sadak lahi anywhere Ogtuli ashina the kare number number 1 is sang the clay ne because you the credible salagai company ne because pachi chi hang ne yo. All right, okay, thank you, Ross.
Okay, next slide please. Yep. And very important to see our partners and backers of SoulB ID and STOBOX project. So you can see that KYC, KYB, and KYT, it is know your customer, know your business, and know your transaction. Partners are SumSup, they're doing their KYC for Binance. It is iComply company, they're doing the KYB for the Microsoft. And the Crystal, it is top 1 KYT providers in the world. And all of these partners believe in STOBOX, believe in SoulB ID, and will support SoulB ID in our product journey. And also we have a blockchain partners, for example, Algorand, for example, Elnord, for example, Metis blockchain that was founded by Vitalik Buterin's mom, and we're speaking directly to her, right, in respect of our collaboration. And also, we are very actively contributing to the biggest association. It is Crypto Valley. It is the biggest association in Europe of blockchain companies, and Global Digital Finance, GDF. It is the biggest financial association of blockchain companies. And as you can see, we have a partners from the media industry, right? Because we very actively contributing and sharing our perfect knowledge with their most recognized media, such as Cointelegraph, Bitcoin.com, Blockchain News, NTD. It is one of the famous US TVs, right? It is the Token Securities, IO, HackerNon, so many of them. Please translate.
Wow. Okay, Hangdakle, firstly, it's the right back to young cover. KYC, KYB, young cover some subtle company to make KYC Sakmi, know your customer. To me, KYC Sakmi company he Binance in the Hang Zere Binance #1 centralized exchange to exchange now to crypto coins kita trade sak by local York by we platform now Chili Ashina the now actually #1 is he and issue with KYC he sums up sums up he issue with STOBOX we KYC Ashina Sami is natum na arma chim tang kala I comply crystal to company later like partners I comply to Microsoft we KYB know your business because you KYB here I comply by Shin is Microsoft is like Microsoft partners like company he issue company STOBOX the partners how the clean hakla is but media partners you go to Cointelegraph, Bitcoin.com, blockchain news actually sang like he media ping he partner issue STOBOX with partner associations being that's Crypto Valley, GDF, blockchains no to mashagla Vitalik Buterin is by he computer programmer nekala he Ethereum the mashagla Ethereum pag shoga bazi basically Vitalik Buterin is your gachine ashu ava he Vitalik Buterin wa ava he chi are we hang the company ping chi chipping jili sang is chipping to akavane is generation chipping partners has a lane is STOBOX. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And also we have a technical partners. It is Fireblocks. It is the biggest custody providers custodian in the world. It is ScienceSoft. It is the company that do technical audits for IBM, for NASA, and for many other companies. And it is Certic that do audits for our smart contracts. And of course, Cody, it is our development partner who are helping us with the development of our products. Next slide, please, and please translate.
Yeah, you can talk about the next slides. Thank you, Ross.
Please, Gene.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Ross, for the insightful backgrounds. And once we're moving further, let me explain you the concept of the soul bounds. What are they, and how they're built and why they're important. So we all probably all know the concept of the blockchain, and we understand that every single wallet is an anonymous wallet that allows transactions of assets, right, from one wallet to another. And this is how technology is built. And we also know what are NFTs, non-fungible tokens, right? So, and we understand that there's implementations of NFTs like the pictures, and I'm sure we all know this. So the idea of the soul bounds is basically NFT which you cannot move. You cannot transfer. Think of this as a passport. Think of this as something that's being attached to your personal wallet and can no longer be sent, sold, or transported in any way. And think of this as being your identity. What would happen? Basically, all the operations that were anonymous, and I will tell you why it's a big issue. You can't build actually security tokens based on anonymity, because security token is something, it's a part of the company, it's a legal contract. So they have to be de-anonymized. They have to belong to real people. So the concept, the idea of putting encrypted identities that you can't move, a passport, on the blockchain, and permitting and creating a smart contracts that would allow the security tokens and these regulated assets to be traded in a compliance way, that's two part of the technology of the SoulBound. This is what we do, because we cannot build security tokens infrastructure without having a decentralized identity. And the decentralized identity is based on the non-transferable SoulBound tokens. I hope I made myself clear, and I kindly ask you to translate.
Mấy chàng, mấy ông đi explain sao mình ngay nào?
Mà khuyên thực sự, in Ari tiếng Việt in khuyên của các ông mẹ khuyên lô. Thank you. Ari hili SoulBound token ni hili khang lơ cái gì hi tụm này đi in mà hang là hili khang cái này vậy nhá. Hi tiếng Việt khang hang cái gì? It to me any blockchain technology develop sát tâm sản. It to me hi makai by là paisa mo on khuyên cái hi on khuyên cái develop cái sao chỉ li kêu cái gì Ari Soul đấy tụi mình lấy một thay hi we go to much chỉ image lấy cô chỉ khang này yang nên là hi cái东hi transform sao cái bài giá đấy SoulBound itu ID tha hi token hi are hi develop sao cái tharan wa hi itu are itu muji phaisa jing thung thiwa sa bai ki mya khana mya ko li chong Jehovah sa bai ki chiko chỉ silai nin cha da hang mi ngai yang. Thank you.
Okay, chili supplementing sa da itu NFT da shakam shakla kshala changkap da lera NFT shagai pingjin da jo chat le thumbs up yang masharang is pingjin la da masharang ai jigala da hangmilo yang NFT non fungible token is ne paula ke celebrity chungana la NFT adopts halaga to he trade da he owns hang ro yang NFT is non fungible token jine say any itu art piece la or say even the tweet tagai jen dang la NFT siam khui laga chi your gizine jang itumwi blockchain with technology li hit the digital assets like manai da itumwi digital assets ek the explain tum tang to na the internet way the lan joroli jang da itum internet way lan joroli da chili khang lak ne da jen nang rai is ne ashin hang dang lai SoulBound token chi jen nang rai ka ipa transfer masa pai token ne iba mya kha to akli transfer masa pai ne jang noli lai chi token noli lai chi ada chi nowi na ki pakla blockchain we platform le na ki pakla ka chi take vai we bangai na hi darkar saplung ne araba blockchain hili araba anonymous salagai na ki pakla chi mathaila the he bangin a fraud kata or scam thai chungna sho kai nei anonymous salaga the way blockchain li the na itum na mi chunga na involve sau bangin jang ka chiktha sia ma lai vai bangin na he darkar saplung jine yo. So thank you. Yeah,
thank you. So let's just think of this and as a passport, as the identity on the blockchain. Of course, nobody sees your data. No, it's all hashed. It's all encrypted. But I'm sure that you're all aware of addresses and all the blockchains which are anonymous. Nobody knows. I'm sending USDT. Nobody knows where I'm sending to. So this is untrackable. And with the security tokens, it's impossible. It's against the law. So the idea, and this is already what they're doing, is that we are whitelisting these addresses, attaching personal identity information to these addresses, and making sure that security tokens can be issued and can be moved within the smart contracts within this big STOBOX ecosystem. Because Ross said, we have 60 plus clients. We have 16 clients live. Our reach is a huge community with the crypto unit. So all the people, of all the participants of security tokens will have to have this identity on, and then they can send, receive, transfer security tokens without any limitations. Next slide, please, and kindly translate the last part of this. May I continue?
Just
Yeah,
one
sure.
sec, yeah.
No, it's just continue. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So where these tokens are used, and this is another big topic. So first of all, because they are based on the blockchain, they are used on the blockchain-based products. So for example, you cannot enter some product, you can't operate unless you have an identity. Think of this as the access to something. So if you don't have a passport, if you don't have an identity, you cannot use certain technology. If you don't have a passport, you cannot travel, right? Why? Because the tourism says so. You can't move to countries without the passport. So here is the same ideology. Without the SoulB ID, you cannot enter some blockchain projects. And we build that technology. The second part, which is critical and important, is the DeFi. What is DeFi? It's a decentralized finance. Think of this as a bank. You cannot go to bank without a passport. You can't come to the bank and say, open an account, please, unless you have a passport. So they validate you, and then you operate on with your bank account, having your passport. This is the same, but decentralized. So in decentralized environments, you pass this identity only once. You have this soul-bound token, and this is your gateway to the different compliant parts of the DeFi infrastructure that we build. Security tokens, DS swap, DS dashboard, and so on. The last but not the least is that the soul bounds allow you to create groups and communities. For example, we say that everybody who has a certain SoulB ID token will be allowed to vote, and people who don't have are not allowed to vote. Or you can create any type of logic based on the blockchain with this soul-bound as the key element, because some people may participate, some people may not participate. And if you just think of the blockchain addresses, you can't differentiate address from an address, but you can differentiate a SoulB token that we're introducing for the DeFi market. And it's a compliant DeFi, I will tell a bit later on. How can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. All right,
Okay.
do explain some. Yeah, I may translate that a little bit to our folks. Itum SoulBound token ikalishinda zikaba say decentralized application tali access like where we want decentralized zikaba kada explain sara itum we bank later hiba centralized system the lajang because decentralized zikaba the authority mlayliji central authority mlayliji or the body company or organization the control mlayliji so you get how we application or that we platform really decentralized yang kai pai ba DeFi jai decentralized finance ne finance related ne then araba soulbound token hi passport ka thane digital passport tan say to foreign country actually India when say US li wa zangra jai ka ba itu passport ka sai the hi Jena ngarai dang the hleni to blockchain li itum we anonymous salagina malai pai mada itum we token hi hen itum kipakla kasi hi itum li blockchain li itum chi take is la si chu wangena issue we WCRUG itum arama ashiwi say ashiwi unka kaili ID or secure soulbound token kasi hi by darakar saugis no hi. Okay, that should do. Jen, you can move on to the next.
Thank you. Let's move on.
One small comment.
Yes, please, Russ.
Very important, guys, very important that SoulB ID, what it is decentralized identity. It is your passport. It is your passport on the blockchain, right? You cannot travel without passport. The same, you cannot do anything in finance and in blockchain industry without the decentralized identity. And very important that all of their VW crew, right, VC token holders, shareholders need to have the identity to move further with STO. If you hold VC token, you necessarily need to have their SoulB ID. Please translate.
Yeah. Itum WCRU. Okay, ma'am, please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, hili ada important salah kai itum average community itum WCRU kalai ong hi itum na security token na salah gashi ngai jai ka area na hang kalai itum soulbound token hi mazangla masabay mrigjina soulbound token ni king sarakla jai itum na hili ashiwe SEO bashiwi to me facility dong sagwai chichinra jaiga itum hi identity thadaka or ana hili example ni like passport thada passport mazanga itum na ayarli mazat ka paita ka maina him mazanga itum ni WCRU play je itum access masabai ki ji or message pai ki ji je hangda claim ji jena hi taila ka ne ichi average community WCRU le the claim wang ba he darka sauri ki hi ana hi hang da klek sane ya chingin na add ka sami do
Yeah, that should do it. We can move on to the next slides. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Okay, I will try to be as quick as possible here, but when we say soulbound and what can be stored, it's not only identities. You can store it credit history, different types of information on the membership. For example, you may have to have all average members will have this decentralized token. And then there's a, let's say, decentralized social network. And the gateway to this decentralized network would be this membership token. If you don't have a membership, you won't be able to access. It's think of this as now most of universities, most of schools have this paper reports, and people fake it. There's a lot of fake information in the world. What if the issuer uses this technology and creates this entry on the blockchain to that specific user? I know that this company or this person has been awarded, and that award, if it's a digital award, again, we are implementing, remember the first thing we said, we're implementing decentralized technologies with STOBOX. So from a different aspects, from a different angles, we try to implement, these ideas. And the idea of putting, also look at this, at the medical history, anything you can put, which is stored. Bitcoin is the database that exists for more than 10 years without a single administrator, and nobody hacked it. Think of this, that it's not a membership or a history of a word stored on paper, which can be burned, or stored in a centralized unit, which can sell your data. Then you can hear there's another million records have been stolen. here, by implementing this technology, we're absolutely sure that it's only yours. And this a very cool thing. So of course we start with identities, but we don't limit ourselves to identities. And secondly, identities is the key, because before you can put the membership awards and everything, you start with identity. So that's exactly what we're building. Please translate.
Ari hili hangdak le he matayla gai na in shline hamige he itum azaga ka take by michut ka by azaga ka itum na passport hadayo chada mashem kwe ka itum we blockchain le haidek le he itum arama ji makai by gi ko chili hangdak le go shilai na Ari hangdak le baba in a kai in a makai ji in here go lost away here the dong he blockchain ni itum install sami store sami ya ka ara hili ara itum o he ara ka jang kadai na he ka shenga ne kala itum he ara lupa he ara itum ka tada kai phyaw ga jeka itum he identity ga tara sa identity ji ki bashin na mir ga SoulBound bashin mi gi ji chidai ga me itum na STOBOX li balaga akai ba gi ji ko Jivaina hili itum muchut kawai aga hai gai hi amma thadai tumni mikai hi itum na phaptai ka chiwa man sak thele Jivaina SoulBound gi hi itum na phapata ka ara mala ka mala naw dala itum ladwi da han mi lushidlo bi kwel ga hai mi lo gi hi in shilagena akhat mi ngai. Thank you.
Thank you. Next slide, please. And again, we're not building this for aliens, we're building this for all of us. So we all will be beneficiaries of these technologies, starting with the identity that we're currently implementing. Next slide, please. Yes, let me also let us look at the market, because since the emerging of the BTC, of the Bitcoin blockchain, and since the development of Web3, we just see a continuous growth. And don't also think about the speculative value. There's always pumps and dumps, and actually a lot of losses are mainly because of the lack of regulation, and mainly because of the scams, because there's a lot of tokens are worthless, and we understand this. But anyway, the technology develops, so we it's a trillion crypto. It's already trillion-based technology. It's on the market cap. There's millions of transactions daily. If USDT has more transaction than Visa and MasterCard. And again, look at this it's already developed based on anonymous. And this is why regulators look at this and say, okay, guys, it's anonymous. You can't, that's problems. We need to whitelist that industry. So imagine how Web3 would evolve with the pure identification and the pure principles of finance that we implement into that. Yeah, thank you. Please translate, and we move to the next slide.
Yeah, sure. Itum we always he young in a ngajay kangajay kasi he itum we banking kasalila itum we internet kasing nila internet kasing hila araba Web3 the ragay ni jang he adopt sang rok so certainly itum we currency itum we paisa jali jika itum we digital currency cryptocurrency kasi he toy lagay na adopt sang rok certainly cryptocurrency we market cap he the trillion na kagay ni jang he trade sadakle he adopts halaga he na transactions sadakle he the hangdakle he itu mui blockchain with technology hili itu anonymous salagaina kina kipakla ikipakla kasi mathaila malay khale chu bangaina oriental regulation hi makhlei bangaina tumdi scam gada fraud thai toy lagaina lei jena mi pingna ai yak changning ne mashit sang mane kasi la kachung khlei tumui hi sada lei lijang eventually zangai or skyway we ne jena mina kyoga pichar halaga yang suddenly tida chubangin no ita scam chungna gai bangin no the jingtha si suita mai hoi bangin the regulation ni khara raura raplung aura kalai tum anonymous salagain blockchain de address it anonymous salain malai luila kana ikipakla kasi identity chi leilaga yeah so the any transaction sala itum aka sala internet kasingla chichi raugi chichi explain sana yo so ning share all right thank you Jen, you can move on to the next slide.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next slide, please.
Yeah.
And it's not only our vision, because again, when we started to bridge traditional finance and traditional companies, private companies, security tokens, on the blockchain, it has to be done through the regulation. And only now, crypto kind of comes up to the point of inevitable regulation. Again, because of the anonymity. Because of the amount of scams. Look what happened to the recently with Alameda, with its access, all the centralized exchanges. There's a lot of hacks, like 7-digit number hacks that exist in the market. So all regulators in the world, they say it's not when, it's not if, it's when. And we know it's 2023. We know that in US, the licenses that permit management and access to virtual assets based on the blockchain, they're already implementing. In Europe, the law is already implemented. It says that if you trade more than €1,000 on the decentralized exchange, an exchange has to know who is doing this, KYC. The DeFi operators are not as fast as we are, I may say, because we're pioneering. They never thought that crypto would be a part of the finance. And we just made a stake on this. We said, no, definitely it's going to be, if it's DeFi, it's a finance, decentralized. So we will start our journey by adopting these regulations. And this is a financial regulation. So we kind of one step before, we're against at the curve of this. For us, regulations is inevitable. For them, it's something new. So this is why we're building our products with respect to that. And SoulB ID, because it's a whitelisting, because it's a KYC, it's the fundamental piece of the all regulations, because it started with a person. Like, are you allowing anonymous people to have bank accounts and to send money to each other? Or you open bank accounts on a blockchain, on the wallets. There's also like bank accounts, but you open them with the identity on, and then you just allow this multi-millions operations based on smart contracts. So regulation is something that we inevitably will face this year, next year. So we're kind of ready for this as well. Thank you.
Thanks. The basically hangdakle he nothing hangajne regulation he rapung alwaysne itun katran rara kasi mangsi chiko hon mane jang rara ramra kasi question namning ne katran rara kla kasi chi kada ko hon lak ne rapung alwaysne government or the atumi mi ping na regulation was Europe tali regulations regulated side the le jang say $1,000 US we batinka jihoi cover or transaction side cover kipana gasakla kasi jibaji ngatinga we jawla jang tai kasi regulated sakai negs ne then it we financial markets almo decentralized financial markets how kida hita hi itum company talina STOBOX bashina hi rara kasi Teo the Hitai Leplung rugs, Teogida, Atumda Ashina pioneers other no was it. Zena it's we wangva he a mansaklakaine, Kulam Hilakaine, Suvangina it's wing paisang. Okay. All right, Jin, you can move on to the next slide.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're moving next to the next slide, please. Okay, yes, and that's what we do. We develop what is called a compliance DeFi architecture. Next slide, please. Ross, would you like to take a turn?
Yes, let's do. I'm waiting for your mention. Look, guys, what Jin mentioned in respect of regulation. Regulation is here, right? We can speak about it or we can ignore, but it is a fact, right? It is a fact that all of the blockchain industry will be regulated. And what we do, we provide a digital passport to be compliant in this industry. And SoulB ID, you need to necessarily have. Why? Because you want and you will participate in the STO of the crew. So anyway, you need to have it. The only one question, it is in what price and in what terms. And currently it is the best terms ever, because currently it is a private phase number 1. Please translate before I will go to this slide.
May I explain something else?
Okay, atang hang khai tha da shi an da li hang liu le W crew credit ping hi ma claim sa bai mer jo le ki wang le ji ka are tum hi STO community hi li ra sang mer je ge hi ma sing identity hi ma sing sa bai ji ne ka ra itum da ignore sa bai ignore ma sa le bai ka hi ra pu mo re ji an ham da ki wang le ji ka ID mazang ga makai pai ki jomo kala an hang da lepa na va ki atam li aman kya hai na sambang ra kala aman kya hai na naw da aman kya hai na sambang ra aru han aman kya ka naw da aman kya ka ji hi la hang da le sa ni jang te na man ji la hang mi hi. Okay, that's it.
Yes.
Shall I move forward, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
please, Russ. Yeah.
Okay, guys, their identities. It may look complicated, but I will try to explain as simple as I can, right? In respect of the passports identities, we have 4 identities, 2 for their people, right? For the common person, and 2 for the businesses, for the B2B companies, right? So in respect of people, common person, you have the SoulB P and P+. And difference, it is only the complexity of KYC. If you want to participate for more than $25,000, you need to have P+. If you want to participate for less than $25,000, you need to have a common P. It's like on Binance, and depends on the amount and limits that you have for the trading. It depends on the complexity of the KYC. Please translate.
Yeah. SoulBound ID he say to with passport ya kamang le la jang ka ashi with materials ne. Karepa he SoulBound ID personal ka kanya bazna SoulBound ID personal plus ka tuma bazna SoulBound ID by na C by na business way kala SoulBound ID C plus by la business way kasi ne je kare kani bazna personal way kanaw kani bazna business way kasi go kare itumna papta is baba kare kani bazi ajona explain sa mere nana US way 25,000 li tiêu maida tiêu maida nana invest sangai or trade sangai nawi or nawi later klesi chili tiêu mai sai ka ba chi shape SBID P baji baji shape ka 25,000 we atung aina nana invest sangai or nana nawi later lay chi ka ba SBID P plus pa hi hipahi darkar sara hipahi low pro gigs ne. That should do it, Russ. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And now in respect of the companies, right? Because the company could be also the investor, right? And we have SoulB C, it is company, and SoulB C plus, right? And it also different in the amount of the investment from the company. If it's less than $100,000, it is SoulBC. If it's more than $100,000, it is C+. And that is. And very important to understand, it is crucial that all of the packages, all of their identities will be paid in our SoulB community token that is available in CoinSet.
Yeah.
Please translate and next slide, please.
Okay. Companies being the investor pay, companies being the investor pay 100,000 US with 100,000 US with li the investor company investor SB ID C bazi ID bazi bazi quiz chili investor SB ID C plus by quiz laga batai me tweet he by important say he papta sir lo he SBID P, SBID P plus, C plus the later he can a loragla zikava community STOBOX with community token later soulbound token because he had a logis ne kalilora itumchi long rock sir les uncle lora is tail area river as she pre-sale later itumchi to my back office low by the lesang. Okay. All right, Ross,
Next slide, please. Thank you. Please, Jim.
Yes. We have already mentioned a lot of benefits of the utilization and the usage of the soulbound tokens, but that looks from a bit different angle. So what are the benefits? Again, there's an on-chain validation. With the SoulB ID, you can send funds, you can participate in all the STOBOX ecosystem being validated. It gives you a permission to enter decentralized, permissioned communities. Again, one day maybe EverReach would become a community on the blockchain. It gives an access to regulated environments because you can't have, buy, trade, exchange security tokens unless you're verified because it's a regulated environment. The same principle as I mentioned with the bank. The last is the social ranking. Again, some part of this are very conceptual and we understand this, but we have to always think 2 steps further to understand how this technology may evolve and may change today's operations, day-to-day operations. So today, an influencer, what it is an influencer? It's a person who has what? 100,000 people on Twitter, but probably he bought this, or maybe he could have bought this this numbers, and people trust them because they see it, but that may be fake. And we're living in 21st century, and we know that a lot of things are fake around us, fake numbers, fake content. So by putting this and creating this uniqueness and putting this via the soulbound on the blockchain, you want to make sure that nobody increase the value of it, nobody scams. And again, this is a very important concept for the transparency of the of the ecosystem. And this is something that we stand for. So yes, let's translate to the next slide, please.
Explain some. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ari hangdaglehi madailai killer kangna ari hangdagle bahija jikaba hiwi kankana hi kikle jika itumna soulbound token va milima chobai kiram masabai mnite lek saji itumna soulbound IT hi phihairaka itumna hi Katong he Kai by Gigi, Kamuji it with SoulB IT his singaika, he Muchudawi love. None he liba, Korogni Joy, Kiban George Taiga, Chitum transparency Lerla. Giovanni he developed Sonic Gigi, Arigi, Jana, he itumli, he Muchudaiga itum colleagues, he fraud scam the Diomawisla, itumli Pumpahi, Murshogizilla. Kai to me, Aju Kachunga blockchain, cryptocurrency, we blockchain is shop the like Higajiga, Naki Bagla, Matilla, Bahia transaction, he mutuku buy. Ka, Are the itum STO here the STOBOX that develops salga soulbound with token he we train a soulbound with IT we train a crossaika in a lot of leji he and haga sim show it one he and he lubahaga joy haga loss leji he data ji save sami and he need to one a pamica which moving by ji itum we are soulbound token he pigasan color IT itumna sangapang hi hingsai gi ne shilagina. Thank you.
Thank you. Next slide, please.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm passing mic to Ross.
Yeah, thank you. And we are expecting two types of the token. The first one, it is SoulB community utility token that is currently available for sale in CoinSet platform. And the second will be security token, but it will be in the future. So in the future, you will be able to convert your utility tokens to securities and become the shareholder of the company. But currently, we have available their community token SoulB in the packages in a CoinSet platform. Please translate and next slide, please. I will go faster.
Later here, actually, I really later community token by actually utility token, soulbound token by live frozen. Akabazi security token SoulX because by him security actually security token by feature. Now the run of gigs in a Kahili park later it in the Papais Baba. I read in the soulbound token Loisa cover. Now the soulbound token here actually security token in convert sa will gang check will ga actually co-owner ng sabay sin eh. All right. Thanks, Ross.
Next slide, please. So our community token SoulB and what will be their utility under the hood. And on the left side, you see the standard token parameters. It is standard information for every token. What we can see that we will support many of EVM compatible blockchain. It is Binance Smart Chain, it is Ethereum, it is Polygon. So we will mint the decentralized identity, the decentralized passport on those blockchains, right? And we currently started our private round with the lowest price. In respect of their utilities, their SoulB ID community token will be used for the payments to get their identities. So you buy the community token first that you have in CoinSet platform, and then you will be able to convert them in your decentralized identity. And also this identity will be available and will be used in all of the STOBOX ecosystem, including all of our products that I mentioned, DS Dashboard, DS Swap, right? And also it will be available in every blockchain-based product of average and of crypto unit community. So the SoulB ID will be supported by those products from the beginning. And also will be available the staking, the farming, and the rewards. And what we also expected, it is the DAO governance. So all of the holders of community token SoulB ID will be able to enter the DAO for their decisions and making decisions with a company. And all of the guys who will hold their SoulB ID will have their unique investment limit allocation for the project that we have. Because remember, Crypto Unit is just one of our clients, priority clients, right? But we also have another 59 companies that are doing tokenization with us. And all of the guys who will have the SoulB token, SoulB ID, will have their unique allocation for the investment rounds of those companies. So to sum up, all of the people in the crew community need to have SoulB ID to participate in the STO of Crypto Unit security token and all of their projects of STOBOX. And this ID will be supported by the products of Crypto Unit average, decentralized products, right? And STOBOX from the beginning. Please translate.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Ari hangda leji yang SoulBound token we ashu we he min atang hanglas kazang wazang srai jang ka he utility token ne or community token ne ashu we he itum ari lodak le he pai lakin lodak le ne itum back office le lodak le he 0.01 aina lodak le ne aman pai mai thui ge na lodak le ne jang jena hili lokwe le ga now the he na he local like sabayra jiga ba he now the local he local like itum ID ji la hen local is ne jang are we SoulBound ID ji la hen local is ne chimang mu ji la he SoulBox we ecosystem ashi company STOBOX we ecosystem li he na payment zagis ne yang SoulBound token hen payment zagis go he jena now the itum kaili paisa shanra yang shan la pai ili chima therang jang shan ni gam shan ni la kya shan ni la jim therang ka shan la pai transaction is simply fee gas fee le olo jang jena he gas fee sagis ne he and shan la pai jen chilla darkar sara tum kaya tam lila la khang te ashu we product later legally investment opportunity later kachunga lai sara chili tum la participate sabai jini ji yang ashu we project kathali tum the invest sangai ka tum the invest sabai ka chi ka da Sara SoulBound token nora token noi laga token claimang nila SoulBound ID later like itum STOBOX we ashu we sadak like tongsli itum yeah itum sang pai jine. All right. Okay, Ross.
Thank you. Jean, do you have something to add or shall I continue?
No, I think that's I just want to tell one thing that when you say mention DAO, it's very important for the community to understand that decentralized autonomous organization, that's another cool concept that was introduced by the blockchain movement. It's the organization, it's an organization that only autonomous and built on the blockchain only, and we also utilize SoulBounds for that type of technology. Please, next slide, please.
Are we without decentralized autonomous organization gizin ne kashena zang hila kiglas ga hila central authority makalai ne hi ada fully decentralized sana ka it's fully autonomous kala transparent lai lagai na yang kala smart contract na itumui rules and regulations ji lay down sai la ka central authority malai la function ga sa autonomous organization ne yo. Okay, right, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the new slide. So left side, you can see the token distribution, and it is also standard necessary information of the project. And as you can see, we have the 25% allocated for the token sale, 25% allocated for the reserves of the company, 20% allocated for the teams. With a lockup period, we have 15% for the marketing, for the liquidity, and for the DeFi activities. And the right side, you see the stages of the sales round. And currently, we started from the private sale phase 1. And it is what I mentioned. It is a day. It is the best price, the lowest price ever, right? And the biggest bonuses ever. That with participation in SoulB ID, you can get up to 100% in bonuses. So currently you have this information and you can decide, because you will participate anyway. Why? Because you want to participate in crypto unit STO and you need to have SoulB ID. Only one question, it is on what terms and when, right? And we're providing for you this unique opportunity now to participate with the bonuses and make profit from it. Once we will close the first phase, and we're expecting to close in the upcoming 2 weeks, right? 2-3 weeks, we will open the second phase. And as you can see, the price will be completely different. It will be in 15% higher than now, right? So it is your chance to participate in their phase 1. And then in the third stage, we will do the public round, the IAO and IDO. So to sum up, we're currently on the phase 1. It is the best price ever with the bonuses up to 100%. And it is your chance to make your profit and to get your bonuses. Please translate and next slide.
Thanks, Ross. Hang the leji token sale he 25% mang mane yang akum shako li akum makata phamang he yorda kleine. Katai kitong kasi reserves, team, marketing, liquidity, DeFi activities. Itum jing tuk may dang kasek now say yo. Ka chiping chili allocate sasir kay na yorda klay 25% mang yorda kleine. Kala right bakli yang kaba ari to my first sale. He phase 1 in later claim. Phase 1 in later claim. Aman pay may tui da inatang hangere 0.01 price per token ina. Itum loader claim jang. And next phase C hapta khani to mujili exact mahang to hapta khani to mujili phase 2 vaura phase 2 vagai tran aman hi chui may card 15% chung may da. Ayang balo he is no was it. Kalaka issue with WCRE hall sada like a tonga he low plungi he malo ka makai pai kingsi. He malo ka SoulB ID ka ta balora. SoulB ID his soulbound token and the logis in the. Then he had lost and he average lay in Basaga me million kada lay the lay. Then Arhan Aman Pai Loki now the Maloquilla later like Uncle them the Aman cow is Rajatam to profit the Saki by Zang. Like a public ground IEO IDO the Lavauras. Yeah, a month's a klein loquira. Okay, thanks, Ross.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Yes, and who are involved in the project? What is the team? And as you can see, there are 3 founders of the SoulB ID. It is Genie Deyev, my good friend and partner that is currently in webinar. Ross Shemelyak, it is me, and Boris Pikalov. And Boris, it is our company rockstar and our YouTube rockstar. It is head of analytics who cares about all of the delivery of our clients and who is responsible also for the STO of crypto unit and average security token. And as I mentioned, we have the partners SumsUp and iComply. It is a very recognized company. And guys, think about, if you may ask me a questions, if you have such partners like SumsUp that do KYC for Binance or iComply that do KYB for Microsoft, we have a lot of good partners. And why you make your first ways with CoinSet and with a crypto unit community? And guys, my answer will be the following. We met Mila and Armand, and we fully believe that it is a great idea to provide for the community opportunity to participate in a security token of crypto unit, right, that have a lot of global portfolio inside it, under the hood. And anyway, this cause Mila, Armand, and crypto unit are the clients of the STOBOX. Anyway, you will use our product that we provide for the crypto unit, our product DS dashboard. Anyway, you will be the user of our ecosystem. That's why we decided to provide the unique opportunity and the benefits for the people who will be involved and who will be engaged in the using of our products. That's why we started with CoinSet, right, with Armand, with Mila, with crypto unit, and with Average, because we have a very strong vision together in respect of the future of their finance. Please translate and next slide, please.
Yeah, so I'm going to explain some of those. Thank you.
Okay, Ari Hangdag Lehi, Matalagana, Aji itum Arman Munigana Milali Atum Ashu team in the Sambanglaga, itum we want Paninglaga, issue Vanga Pana, Ashu Pana is the he issue Ashi issue company as in your Samnim ko, Ashi and the Dayan Kaya, STOBOX team ko, Kurhala, Arman Muligana, Milali Sambanglaga, Ashui, Matalagana, Sashok the Klehi. Sheng la and matching we can get you wine a partnership quickly go. You wine a Ari Hangdagly, Hangdagly, Ashui, STOBOX team, Hilly, me to the expertise, to the Hitawi Bonga, the Tam like me, Ari Hangdagly, CEO of Jihi, Anna, we don't and yak shop the lady, Jen, Ari, Dave the Hangdagly, Hina, and the yak shop cycle, Wine Ali, CEO me the clinic, Color Rose in the Kiglas, Anna. He crypto and he we can shake it. He we STOBOX we he has a by the Mazar by Mugju Aquiji and Amazon addition him by Gigo. Color are we Boris Pikalov the young Gliba Avari to Williams and Romanaka. He could add a Matangana Painaiza Matangana Jehovah by the Jui. I got here me to master ni master of regulations the ali kira chui ji awi pangni later klede kala ajui STOBOX with team he li matai la na phau la ok ti phau la kai li partnership quickly jika some and substance da ashili kala I comply kala chili ari goti de itum hang de le yang he hili kira ke sane jena aje tada hida da inishi hida da ngurum laga otsa ngurum de le hili itum na hiwa man sak the ka itum ari atum na hau po atamli itum ni ari hi aman pa na mi de la tam hili itum na phapta ke kotong ji itum ko itum na I stay to the young Sangaga. I came down and said, how the body the paper. Now the world, he only pung out with it. The issue hung Haitala. WCLU, we kill a crew, he to the now on quick age, Pesa on quick age, he must have come up by Joanna. Hurry to the young Sangaga, now they don't pay some matic. Alaga. Itum Ukairoko. Joanna, are a pamic come to Atamili. Itum is a client quillaga. Quick vice local, itum is so. Kita STOBOX team na middle offer middle hi creatamly face creatam hili itu research igi hi hangkai. Thank you.
Ari hangdale ji malonga ari malola la now the low flung re hangdale go jang masa paim ne low flung gi zine malo kan na ji ka kai ra jang jena ba low flung gi zine jena ari hon amun pai le go kloi tang khamai ne yo. All right, thank you very much. Next slide.
And next slide, please. Yes, so we are expecting up to 2025, 1 million of SoulB ID verified users. And to be honest, it is very pessimistic digits because we're trying to be as pessimistic as we can. But with your support, we can reach this amount and these digits in a few months. And I trust so.
100%, Ross.
Please translate and next slide.
Okay, she 2025 le target sadakle he STOBOX version target sadakle he 1 million soulbound ID he verified saga users being he kashung kawai he target sadakle ne yo the he paikeren kashung already to with the muchukyang liba. All right, thanks Ross. Next slide. Thanks.
Thank you. So how you can participate and where you can participate and in what terms? You can see the sales, distribution, and packages that is available in CoinSet platform. And it is what I mentioned from the beginning. More tokens you will buy, more profit and bonuses you will get. So you can see that for the biggest package of $15,000, you will have at 100% of bonuses, right? And you will have the lowest price ever. So more tokens you buy, more opportunities and more profit you can make. And by the way, the biggest packages, the biggest package for $15,000 is currently unavailable because it is sold out. People already catch the moment. And you currently have the opportunity to catch other packages, right? And to participate before the sales ends. Because you can track in the column of bonuses, right? We have very democratic packages from $10, just from $10 up to $50,000. And more packages you buy, more bonuses you will get, right? And more better price you will have in the column of price per token. So now you have this information, and that's I promised in the beginning of our webinar, that all of the participants will be rewarded, right? And you currently have this information, and it is currently your decision to catch this opportunity or to catch it later with a different price and with different terms. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ross. Hang the clay to the young clay he actually package color amount color tailagina bonuses young it's 15K we package live 100% bonus color ari chichi package ka tumang shina sangye ka chi lokup kai ne chimalai lose ne jang then khang te bing chi lo pai re da hang da lai zui then ari thak mai da lo aman la pai mera bonuses lam tha mai da sam phangra jang now the lo aman chung mai kala bonuses la hita da samangra gaji itum mathai mane jang jena ari hi opportunity hi the once in a lifetime opportunity ne ishi average partner wi bang aman pai la low da hang le chi bang ina ka hang ne. All right, that should do it, Ross. Next slide.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Jim, man, my friend, passing microphone to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Look, I also will try to be as quick as possible here. We are building. It's not something that we will build and not something that we expect. There's something that we have been doing, we're doing and doing at the moment. So by the time as we speak at the moment, we have already released the technology of its alpha version. So it's a basic principle of the soul bounds, and we already use it in STOBOX decentralized autonomous organization. You can go on our website, and there's a DAO at the very right corner, and there's a special infrastructure where we chat with our community, and they make decisions based on the SoulB ID as well. I start to hear myself somehow, but anyway, our plans and what we expect to do is to bring the technology live in February, early March for the P tokens and P plus tokens. So prior to the release of the STO of Average and the crypto unit, the technology will be available, because again, we can't. Yes, please. Yes. We can't launch the STO of crypto units without the soulbound being fully live. So that's something that we're working on. Besides the rounds, we have besides the rounds and besides the implementation of the identities, in the Q2, we will start implementing something that I've already told you: the credentials, the affiliations, the other part of the product itself. We allocate resources for this, obviously. The token, the SoulB utility token, will be traded on DEX and centralized exchange SEX, and we plan it in Q1 and Q2 respectively. So, and again, the idea is to move forward with the technology. We will start working with the P tokens first as our partner SumSub as the with our partner SumSub as the KYC provider. And once that part is done, we are moving to the corporate identities, and that's a step towards institutions. That's a big step. So we'll look at this from a far bigger scale. For us, this technology is a whitelisting technology for compliant DeFi. So, and this is something in our DNA, and we are very excited and looking forward for completing the roadmap for 2023. Thank you.
Ma'am, the next man, Samuel, shall I again?
Okay. Ilang the clay, jitay the clay, he roadmap, ashi company with roadmap, kajine, ashina, atam hiya kali accomplish sak ngai, kala ashina, achieve sak vai kiji, roadmap, kajine, roadmap, ji simple term, itum nahang se jika, company na planning hi haupok laga, hiya ka atam hili, tata sangra kaji hi ashina, planning shamjok hai kiji, kiji roadmap kiji hi nahi. Jena hili 2023 liva ashi hi my cup da ashi na tata ashi company hi tata successful sak vai kiji hi shilanga ni na jte de jang jena trakhala alung jili hafta khar lama sang sal bai ka simple salage na hili high the clay jiva Q3 2023 Q3 2023 Q3 jika itu quarter 3 jik sana ya jiwa lungili soulbound he we 1,100K soulbound ID users like I started like sane he once he reached like company he public saurag ji jikta leji sane.
Okay,
Thank
Chili
you.
supplement.
Let's move on to the next slide.
Sorry about that, Jin. I'll just take 30 seconds, okay, to supplement what he just said.
Absolutely.
Quarter one, quarter one 2023 later clinic. So BID he February release out personal we ID behind the first release highs usually followed by business ID. Like private sale phase 2 gaura rare phase 1 is a delay masangla phase 2 gaura like soulbound token here community token here itum CX quarter 2 lever itum we centralized exchange list saugis nay or decentralized and a centralized exchange both list saugis nay itum he la your zapai po is nay he chu mong in the later clinic jang list side is the lane the chi hang the clinic. Okay, yeah, we can move on to the next slide. Thanks.
Yes, please.
Yep, and that's all. Then we are passing microphone to you, Shimrishan, Wright, and Chingri, because it will be the part about the MLCI. And currently you have the ability, the chance to ask me and Jin the questions if you have prepared or live questions. If not, we can move further.
Yeah, let's do that. So before we move on to the MLCI business opportunity, and before we jump into that, if anyone has a question for Ross and Jean, you can ask on the chat. We will read it out to them, and they can also see on their end. But if we don't, what, Ross and Jean, we had done a webinar just last week, and then a lot of people had questions, and then we have been clarifying and then explaining to them about what your company is all about and what SoulBound ID and what SoulBound tokens are, and all those important information that especially Voyage partners should know and should buy before the prices go really high, because it's whatever it is, they're going to be buying it later in the future for all those who have security token, who have like World Crew. So we've been pushing people, to buy it while the price is at the lowest. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can directly ask to Ross and Jean. Well, yeah.
And I would like to also to add one point, which just to clarify, is the point of demand and supply, because what we're doing now is that we're supplying the utility tokens to the market, and it's a limited supply. It's not like FRS. We're not going to print money. We're not going to create new emissions. We just create a limited amount of tokens. That is a supply. But with the evolution of what we do, the demand grows exponentially. The demand for blockchain technology, demand for our infrastructure, demand our clients, the number of investors that would use our ecosystem, it grows. And then when you look at this graph of steady and actually diminishing supply, because we're going to burn these tokens out as well. I'm not going to tell you how, because the tokenomics is being prepared, and that's a subject of additional call. But the supply diminishes, whereas the demand grows. So, and that obviously gives an impact. And this is the only reason for the true price impact, because the rest is the speculation. People think they buy, they try to trade, and so on. When we see this, but when you have a like sustainable tokenomics of diminishing demands, diminishing supplies, and exponential demands, you can be sure that that's a good model. So that we were building based on this.
Yes. I love that.
Thank you.
Let me just quickly explain that to people. Actually, SoulBound token he limited supply he unlimited amount of token supply limited saline supply sang nei chen an hi demand hi chung la go is nei nau da hi and demand chung gai tran aman ji ka kai go is nei dai hang da le ji tum phaisa yen la sa khui pai da hang da le san wo ji and chung wang hi la investment opportunity ka ka kane. Okay, there's one question that I see on the chat. What is the last date for first phase of Soulbound pre-sale?
Right. So the first round of the pre-sale private round that we're currently running will end on 15th of February. So less than in 1 month.
Okay, thanks, Ross.
Okay, I think we could move forward with your part.
Right. Thank you for participation. I think we can pass microphone to you and you can go through your part as well.
Jin and Rose, there's one question from my side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's this in the coin set that if we purchase for $25, we will be given a free SoulBound ID.
And what is the question?
So my question is, which kind of ID we will be getting? Will it be the private simple one or the private plus?
That would be a simple one. That would be a simple one. Why? Because the simple one allows investors to enter WCRU security token, the crypto unit security token. That is a default. And if a person would like to increase the limits of more than 25,000, he has to request and he has to get these tokens by himself. But again, for the investors who are investing more than 25,000, getting a P+ token is not a big deal.
Okay, thanks, Jin. Ross, I just want to quickly clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
There was a giveaway, SoulBound ID giveaway, swipe widget, something like that.
Right.
Absolutely.
From your side, from your company. So you gave away some free IDs.
Yes.
Will that ID be the simple one too?
Absolutely. These are the first simple IDs. Thank you for clarification. We will additionally emphasize what you've just said, so people are not misleaded. So yes, there's all simple Ps, simple personal identities, and we will we finished the giveaway, the current giveaway. It was finished on the 15th, and we're planning for another giveaway. And for this, we will let you know a bit further down the road.
Yeah, and to add with that, me and my friend Chingri over here, we both entered that, and then we are so happy to receive that. We were also among one of those.
Thank you.
So
really, it's a great community, experience. So I'm happy that you are happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And thank you so much, for clarification. Yeah, that would be.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify one thing. The SoulBound ID personal that we get for free, we have an option later to, instead of buying the SoulBound ID Plus, will we have an option to upgrade it, like by paying a portion of amount to upgrade it from personal to personal plus? Or do we need to buy the SoulBound personal plus separately and own two SoulBound ID?
Yeah,
look,
great question, by the way.
I don't have the correct answer at the moment, because it would depend on the technical infrastructure. Because one, it's an issue, and second is upgrade. But we keep this in mind, and once we have a precise answer, we'll come back to you. Yeah, I just don't have this, that's exact answer at the moment.
Yeah, because it depends on the, for example, KYC provider that will integrate with our platform and will do the KYC checks. Because remember, we do not hold any identities. Me and Jean, we don't see any your private information. It will be done through the recognized company, right? And depends on their capabilities and their abilities to integrate that we currently started will depend. It will be the upgrade of the existing from P to P plus, or buying P plus from scratch.
Right. Cool. All right. It looks like yeah, no one has questions. No additional. No more questions from the community. So I think we can just jump into the MLCI part of the presentation, and we will. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Ross and Jane. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ross and Jane.
Yeah, thank you for your support, and we'll stay in touch. Let's move on. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yes, reach the financial freedom with MLCI and with SoulB opportunities. All the best, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jin. Good night. Okay, 저 안니 쇼가이고 제나라 이시 MLCI business 위치 그대가 팟양라가 이시라 wrap up 사과이 사우사이. Yulia, if you're still, thank you very much. So we'll just go through the slides real quick. Firstly,
yeah, thank you. Issue partner being much of Mr. Flow, are we here recording how the issue here now the Huawei attitude the issue company which one issue killer Kirsagi in the Jena, some the labing in a tongue Milago issue Punkani at the stress Langayanka Nishinare. Mugada Chishat Haboga Talagical lately. Zundagly being psychology, Nishinara Jiman Akashida, or he Shilagaina, or he recording he arrayed now the Wanga Katawanga, Kirksasati Odia. He to itum Hilly arrayed minute Tada Trau Lungli Copson Visaur, it may Hilly slightly others, he conjoined others at Zavauda, he don't wait to Kublai and Masalvik. Multi-level marketing, I know it make crowd investing. We can day he guy kajuan of a take in a kirkatarbing where he will concept the matrix salads and Jenna. MLCI he multi-level marketing I know crowd investing chickening room like a flag sugar hybrid Gilly MLCI can go. MLCI we come at he is she rather glazing surely Sabaika the tech now say young. Next slide, please. General, he Matalagan issue MLCI business opportunity. He need to make him a he to now Lansin we he got a day to our killer Tangmelaga Tamelaga and Lansin he got a day to killer party hider, Shindra, really high made to opportunity to be some banko, Chile wealth management education, the young lady it got the I think you get the Shandala, Gata, it in the Pisachi, Dyson Sacre, it to me, Gajanjali to me, Ungazang, he got the Jungsang, Sacre Gachivilla, Gula Hilly, it to me, support Gula business training, the Hilly, Jewy, Maramli to me, Hilly, some other MLCI business opportunity. He could do somebody, Kakadonga, Mahangala, in Ari, the Hankai, upon Gajunga, it to me, multi income streams, the Pesang Quay, Yashong, Atong, Wishong, Kunokshong, Mangashong, Atong, the other Uzang Quay, a Krumamele, Clavage, he MLCI, he to some of the call. Then he itum the Kangate, it to me offering a color to me product young, Jewy Kangate, it to me, Hilly, it to me, my sign it to me, Tam Selkaji to now the itum, Parma, Dumley, is Aja, Tam Sanauda, itum Krasan of Sajena, Jewy to me, cornership with how we bunch up. It may Mapusa and Saga company he to Mapusa and Sagata, Gala Hilly, itum speaker de la Hilly, it may income he down, itum the Tamsemaga, Quas Salaga, Gala Hilly, as in Hilly, officially itum Madalino, Hilly lastly, hundredly, opening the office in your region, the Hilandagli MLCI business opportunity in Kamiko, Join Ajayum Tankuna, Ari Mitadajiko, Razan Dagli. Kubain the Mitadajiko Koptakli, not to Mangaino, is she Ukrilo official shock vai we bunch of itum some gig jiko jiwaina he official ga hu dong ga za ki make la issue rather clearly pak ma tam ishi actually the san room five sa say ni shinayo. Next slide. Kala hi ara now make up the kakni li chatakle hili khirajga hili do MLCI build a team the hili itum yak mang masala ka yari ashangwe we shuruk hilaga akhina ka tom nok laka itum osaka itum chuila khaya pam khongli la itum pam pai ga ji hi itum MLCI itum mi da leko chena itum na khen habok partner and habok itum kya khaina habok lo ba ting itum main habok laka lang mai da chung khaina itum da habok pai ke tin na habok pai ha partner with itum na agenda kara kala agent when itum consultant kala manager leader manager top manager vice president kala assistant itum akar ko hili itum ni company na ra mai tum ti mai no ot ka sa hiri itum ni hi khutong chaba hi itum ni lanan le shongren la itum awol shongren la ka to hi itum ni ngurum sang mi ki yang jena hui bai bai tum thanga mai sa itum tang rum sai la ka itum atam ji khoi sa se aru hi ishi mi thada jiko no tum khang la ga chang mi de klai ji wan le tum li ka chung ka ni shi arai tum final we remarks ishi we aju co host no man mi rang la ka ina the next slide jika na chita tawra ja chili grow in marketing plan da itum my first call he consultant ka khwai consultant ka kai tum li give he company joiner itum li give la ka chung ka lai da klai ya consultant club manager leader manager the ka man ka chata lai ho chi hi ari rajang da klai kala ra da klai li na gi ji na tum psycho ru wang la ko mai da thengai kai tum phak ma ta ma ka khwil kai tum pam paisa se ga ji thang kai ne. Next slide. Other 5 steps he in amount will other he searching li na tam mi haura yang he step phanga le de ko 5 steps to become MLCI pro de yang tada he MLCI he professional tada the expert dark vai we step ji ki mai gla ji step phanga le he in our shrine pa so ga the explain musar unconsciousness incompetence da he ji na khre kala kakni ba ji ari la ji la consciousness incompetent ya kala duty ka to ba jina consciousness competence declare kala kamateli become the MLCI leader ya kala ka phangali become the MLCI pro he itum na step phanga hi khre ka itum MLCI bro hi itum nali ilimi phoji mi pai ka ji hi hili hida tang tale chen hi itum rather pleasant surely itum tam paisa se ka ji again. Next slide. Okay, on the next slide, by he is searching report, sir. Now let me hand over to Jing report. Yeah, please take your time.
Okay, thanks. Ishina say na tumli plan show sa da leji jiwi steps hanga silak na itum firstly kigla zum them ne vorichi or vorichi we azingly itum we projects in kada klay itum passive income earns up kwayo opportunity like the to matai samne is la sang ji hang mi je na tail yang second step consciousness is come tail laga itum na paisa investa kala investa laga itum na mili hosang laga itum na mili tammi kada mi khang tail hosang maron paira ka ji tam khami ji wi ji hang tay the claim ne the yeah. Julia, is this the end of the slides or do we have some more slides? Okay, all right. MLCI we business itum kada siam ka pai rakla kasi hang say the claim neang make use of marketing materials itum we company we YouTube channel like the or back office itum we resources tools kachung like the jang itum na chipa itum research sa laga itum kalata updates sa upskills ha laga jina ka kanyali webinar class presentation that's why to meeting the whole summit the live and la chakum sai raz kum sare it's webinar la to lagina sami fai chilang ran the le the sadam tang dai tum ada upskills halaga knowledge matai sang man jena tum or sapai me man or start working from office with weekly offline presentation and trainings. Office shora is itum Paula Shah. Third later, masanga chishok vaila ukruli la branch office silang randalaye. Take business and investment training and education. Itum we, yeah, API we Academy of Private Investor itum video and la kachunga YouTube li lazang like the leadership back office like the lay jitha jen itum jitha yang laga pa laga itum yeah kapangali bring partners to international live events company live events yi chingum jida ho sa de lay itum jila ba zang pai yang look what skills and expertise you would like to attract in your team, choose the right region, countries where you want to introduce your new partners, choose different industries to create a wide network of entrepreneur people. Yeah, itum MLCI business yena, itum kalata upskills halaga, itum kalata atam learn invest halaga, itum tamgui laga, hiena, itum ring pai kizi itum ukruli layang, mi like up the lay test personally, atumi mirina testifies halaga like up the layang. Jena, yeah, office itum say government we employees halaga streams of income ya akamangay na lega actually shangra kasi paisa yang in a singer kasi hiva saklake yang tolop ting hang hang chu mangsa like a shangra kasi hiva the streams of income he the chungmai karda like ba itum he yeah financial independent or financial freedom he achieves sabai. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the presentation for the MLCI business. Ningshi lakere lastly, yeah. Lastly, in itada aka machan sangau kay ishi makup sanga rang lahajang. Remitui da tumrazang na lay psychorally ningshi kakaniali na tumhi kamahai ane hi information ni tum sampang dakla hi kamahai lake kasi hi kahangli mangoi lak mare ari atei ji mathei salabai jang atei hiwa atei kam thei mathei salabai ka masang mi mro and I ari say issue with project kang te ji meaning la ari we issue as we tam gai ji soulbound token ji logoi laka jenela paisa trak sa bai exact ya ka loga ya sa khura ji ba kiban hangner jang it's we open marketly price decide sa hi ba it's we klo khyor being in a supply demand what the should price ba china dictate kisanda kathala opportunity va leila ke it's we investment opportunity ka chunga the additional investment opportunity issue we WCRU ka kai mang maning la it's we soulbound token lokwe or soulbound ID lai jai ga STOBOX pa shi we platform le ashu we products later like invest salary to pesa the passive income he generates up by yeah the jena itumi bang opportunity mathala ke kasi hi hangai yo tum tongli ni shilagere. Okay, I think that is gonna be the end of our webinar. Hina webinar hi kangachang saura jena tum tongli ning shilagere. And yeah, lastly, I want to say thank you to Yulia for your time and for helping us with the presentation. And yeah, sorry for the trouble. I don't know why it was not working on my end earlier, but thank you for the trouble and thank you for helping us with the with the slides. And thank you everyone for joining the webinar. That's going to be the end of our session for today. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Good night.
Thank you so much. Yes.